Hi class, welcome to your psychology tutorial for library resources. I know you have an assignment coming up due that requires that you use 4 sources, most of which it sounds like should come from the library, is what I'm hearing from Sarah Rayburn, your instructor. So what I'm going to point you to is a research guide that I created specifically for this class that will walk you through 4 key resources that you might want to use. And each of the guides, I also have tutorials like this, but one thing I'm going to point out to you right away, if you are off campus and want to use our library resources, you can, but you do need a library card. So if you are a Pendleton student, the best thing to do is walk down tomorrow, get your student ID card, walk up here, and we turn it into a library card for you. If you are off campus and never come to campus, from the library homepage, and let me show you how to get there. You need to go to Blue Mountain Community College's homepage, which you probably know is bluecc.edu, and then click on the library link. That'll get you to the page that I'm at now, our library homepage. As you scroll down, you'll see this link to How Do I? And under How Do I, the second tab over, you'll see how to obtain or renew your library account. If you are off campus, this is for non-Pendleton residents only, so if you are an on-campus student, you do need to walk tomorrow and come up. But if you're off campus and a brand new student, you'd follow this link. If you have a library card, need to renew, you'd follow this link. So pretty straightforward. And what these tutorials walk you through is through a research guide. As you scroll down, you can also access this research guide from the library page. You'll see I have several, and scroll down to psychology. And this is where you'll see all our different tutorials. So if you want one of your sources to be from the news, New York Times has a great page on mental health. And this isn't coming through as a web feed, as I thought it would be, but you can view the website directly or view their feed and find out what are the newest resources that people are discussing in the age of psychology. You might find out that, that's interesting, fear. You might ask things about working with, this is interesting, brain research on lying, which is kind of interesting, or the concept of prejudice. NPR is another source. These are usually interviews, sometimes really short clips, just like 3-minute clips. But, you know, of course, a lot of what we're talking about right now is political issues. So here's something about the science behind political campaign ads, pretty interesting. Or, you know, how most people are responding in a, you know, maybe depressed way about the election. And then Science Daily is also a very interesting source. So one to take a look at. The next tab over is finding magazine and journal articles. These I have populated with library tutorials. These are using our specific library databases. And one is Academic One file. This tutorial will walk, like this one, will walk you through that. Academic Search Complete. And then also how to use Google in a good way. And then also how to look for a specific title using our databases. I know a couple titles that are often used in these classes are like Psychology Today, Scientific American. They have a specific edition just for the mind. This will show you how to use our databases to go to that particular journal and browse that. So it can really weed out a lot of information. It takes you right to the journal and you can browse there. And next stop over is finding media. Streaming media. We actually have quite a bit of streaming media in the library through these video databases. One's called Films on Demand, one called Alexander Street Press, and I made a tutorial for that as well. These you can find, you can do a keyword search, just like you would do in Google. You can also do a subject search, so you can go straight to their psychology collection. Psych Central is also just a really good website in general, if you want to click there. But they have a top 10 list of videos, which you might find very, very interesting to take a look at. So, as a gateway. And finally, web resources, but not just any web resource. These are credible web resources. These are all active links. So the National Institute of Mental Health is going to have quite a bit of information. It includes health topics. It includes statistics. The Social Psychology Network has a whole list of, I'll just bring it up, it has a whole list. I hope it'll come up. Maybe I'll check out my web links. What it does have, though, is a connection to a lot of different areas within social psychology, cognitive psychology, abnormal psychology, all the different aspects of psychology you might want to follow through on. WebMD, most of you may be familiar with. WebMD is not just a medical site, they do have a well-regarded mental health section as well. And of course, the American Psychological Association, which specifically has a section on topics in psychology help. And finally, I put in a special entry in child development, if that's what you're interested in looking at. And last but not least, using APA citation. I have a couple videos that I popped in here for you to watch, but also here's what a sample reference list would look like, and it's broken down by type of citation. So if you are using a scholarly article, here's an example of how you would cite it. If you're using a newspaper article online, like one of the ones I just pointed out, that's what that citation would look like. I have more examples down here, some sample papers, so some things for you to browse through to really get a sense of what you need. But really, last but not least, I'm jumping back to our home tab. If you do have more questions, you can always contact me. I think you can see it here beneath my webcam, but my email is just jray, J-R-A-Y, @bluecc.edu. Great. If you have any questions, of course, let us know. But I'm hoping walking you through these, 3 or 4 main ways to get into resources will be helpful.